Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 22nd. This is my second to last Search Buzz video recap in this office. We're going to be moving after 10 years to a new office, and hopefully the lighting will be a little bit better. In any event, today is again Friday, June 22nd. Lots to discuss. I missed last week. I was in Germany speaking at Alan Webb's SEM SEO conference. It was a pretty great experience, and nice to meet all those Germans out there. And thanks for having me. So let's get into it. The Google confirmed a Panda update, 3.7, a week or so, almost 2 weeks ago, and it affected about 1% of the queries. And we have more information about that on June 11th at SEOroundtable.com if you want to learn more about that. On June 16th or so, we thought there was some type of Google update over the weekend. We wrote about it on June 19th, but Google said no, there was no update, although there was a lot of people asking me that there seemed to be some type of update going on. Google said there was no Panda, no Penguin, or other update that they have to report that day. Or maybe Google was testing something, I'm not sure, but Google said no update. There's a great interview by Ray Hoffman, she does a link expert interview every year, and she did the 2012 version. And I love how it changes from year to year. This is probably the most significant changes in terms of the responses from the users. And she interviewed like a dozen or so link experts, and the things that I pulled out from it, and again, it's a long interview, you definitely should read it, and we have links to it on June 20th at SEOroundtable.com, are a few things. One is, they all believe, or most of them believe, the majority of them believe that there's more hostility between Google and webmasters than ever before. Two is, the importance of links will lessen over time. Three is, most of these guys consider outing to be frowned upon, not all. Most of them agree that easy link building doesn't work anymore, and most of them agree that most are not worried about bad links pointing to good sites. Good interview. A post I covered on June 11th was that Google will partially remove some penalties. I never knew that. I thought either you're penalized or you're not. Maybe you have multiple penalties. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But on June 11th, we have a quote from John Mueller, who basically said they will partially revoke a manual action on a site when they deem it's necessary to do so. And here they did so. And it's the first case that I've seen of Google actually partially removing a penalty, or partially removing a manual action, which is a penalty. Google said that Nofollow could be used for crawl prioritization. Back in 2009, there was a lot of confusion, a lot of debate, and a lot of anxiety around using Nofollow as a PageRank sculpting option. Matt Cutt said you shouldn't do it because you should just let your links flow. In addition, because let's say you had 5 links on a page and one of those were no-followed, it wouldn't be that 4 of the links passed even juice. It would be 4 of those links would pass only. Basically, it would be divided amongst 5. Let's say you had 5 links, 1 no-followed, and 1 no-follow, so you had 4 links that are no-followed. It would still divvy up those link juice by 5 instead of 4. So there's no real value in using no-follow for PageRank sculpting and stuff like that. But Google said it can be used for crawl prioritization, which is probably going to start another whole debate about using no-follow for that type of stuff. Another thing that John said, I'm pulling out his words like crazy over the past few weeks. He basically said that fantastic websites are not alone good enough for a reason for Google to rank. Google needs more information. And taking this in context, I was talking about a fairly new website, and Google pretty much has to learn about that website, trust it over time. Supposedly, even if it is a fantastic website, he said we still need more metrics in order to figure out if it is really, truly trustworthy and fantastic itself. So that was a good post on June 20th at SEOroundtable.com. John also said on June 14th or so, I covered this, that Google's algorithms specifically look for natural links. He basically said, I realize encouraging users to make natural links and recommendations is not always easy, depending on the market you're in, but those are the things that our algorithms are really looking for. So they're specifically looking for natural links. On the other hand, links that are bought, sold, traded, or even placed on your site are not really the kind of recommendations that our algorithms would use when evaluating a website. So Google really, their algorithms, not just Google users, their Google personnel, Google employees, their algorithms look for natural links. John also said that I wrote a post, kind of the sensational title, 85% of inorganic links removed. Google says submit a reconsideration request. Now, John said here, and I'll quote, with 85% resolved, it sounds like you're covered a lot of ground already. If there are links that are absolutely you're not able to remove, I document that with a reconsider request along with the issues that you're currently able to resolve. So basically saying if you removed about 85%, the percentage doesn't really matter, but if you've done as much as you can, document what you can't do, submit a reconsideration request, sit back, relax, and hopefully Google will trust you and remove that manual penalty. Google is also testing a new user interface, a top-down navigation. TechnoNet spotted this the other day. It's fairly interesting because it leaves the left-hand side and the right-hand side pretty bare and open. So I guess, what if they put ads on the left-hand side and they put the knowledge graph and Google circles and other stuff on the right-hand side? What would that do to the market? In the event, people are noticing it, and it's been covered pretty widely. Google submitted or wrote a blog post. It's basically sharing the amount of malware and phishing sites and scam sites out there that Google has been able to find and protect users from. And here's some of the key points. Google discovers about 9,500 new malicious websites every day. Google displays the hacked or compromised warning on about 12 to 14 million Google searches per day. Google sends out thousands of notifications daily to webmasters, and Google sends out thousands of notifications daily to ISPs. And it's pretty amazing. Since 2009, there was a huge spike. Kind of died down a little bit, but there are still so many websites out there. And it's just constant struggle between Google and these hackers and stuff out there that are trying to scam people. Another thing you should know is that Google image search. If there was a webmaster here who was complaining that about 4,000 of his images were only coming up in safe search, were being blocked by safe search. I'm sorry. So Gary from Google said, well, if you do a site command with your domain and put in the keyword naked in image search, a lot of those images are removed because the word naked is either in the file name or on the content of the pages. And Google not just looks at the image itself, but it also looks around the content and the file name. So if you're using offensive words or words like that in the image file name or around the image text, then you have to be careful, and Google might go ahead and filter that out. Google AdWords launched a new interface. I currently have it. It's being rolled out. You should have it any day now. It's more green. It's supposedly much faster. It's speedier. The graphs stand out more, and the data is also much more easy to get to, and supposedly is much faster. So you definitely want to take a look at that as well. We posted about that yesterday. Google AdWords also added a ability to target mobile apps right in Google AdWords. So now you could stick in AdMobs. You could work with AdMob, which is Google's in-app ad network, which I think is a lot less efficient and worse than AdSense was back when you were allowed to use AdSense in your mobile apps. But now you can target that using a targeting option called Display Network Only Mobile Apps. You can then do targeting display options like target different types of categories and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. We have more about that on June 12th. We did run a poll asking webmasters and SEOs, do you think SEO companies should be penalized for actions they take on their clients' sites? And we have, I think, over 200 responses, and we posted the results on June 14th. 38% said SEO companies should be penalized no matter what they do, as long as they're in control of the site. 33% said SEO companies should only be penalized if they did not disclose to their client what tactics they were using. 25% said SEO companies should never be penalized, it's never their problem. So that's the breakdown. And then I wrote this whole long post about SEOs and the SEO community and how we're no longer united. I rambled on a long way. I had a lot of time to write that. I was, traveling, so I had some time to write this up on the plane or something like that. In any event, June 15th at SEOroundtable.com, I basically blamed the Nofollow tag. I go through the whole pay link penalties and how that split the community. And then I say, how it's kind of stupid at the same time. But definitely one of those posts that generates a lot of comments for the site. And if you want to look at that, June 15th at SEOroundtable.com. Finally, it was Father's Day this past Sunday, so happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there. There were a lot of cool logos out there. Google had an animated logo as well. And that's about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for reading. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is a SearchBuzz video recap. The news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable this week over the past 2 weeks. Today again is Friday, June 22nd. Everyone have a great weekend, and see you guys next. Bye.